Hi, I'm Carol Wilcock, and I am excited to share a little bit of time with you. And I want to talk about a very common topic that we see a lot, and that you may have had discussions with us throughout all of our different technologies and things that we do. So I thought I would share a little bit about the topic of food poisoning. So, food poisoning, I'm going to share my screen here. There we go. So, food poisoning can mean a lot of different things, and I want to be able to just shift this perspective for you. So, one of the things that we frequently think about is the stereotypical like salmonella or botulism, listeria, which is a bacteria that grows in the soil. So, people can have it feels like meningitis when the components and the meninges and the area around your brain, or encephalitis, this swelling and inflammation on that nerve layer can be a food poisoning called listeria, which is a bacteria that is in soil. So the bacteria that's in soil can get onto your foods like spinach or anything that grows in the food, but sometimes other things like melons and cucumbers and all different things, of course, beets and carrots and things like that. But usually we skin those and rinse them. And so the listeria gets rinsed off. But not very many people rinse off their melons. So the watermelons, cantaloupe, honeydew, please take a minute, rinse them off, because they can have a lot of different types of bacteria. It's just like you're eating dirt. So when you cut through a melon and you didn't wash the outside, all of the dirt goes immediately into the flesh, which then you eat. So it's something to be aware of and something to pay attention to. So the next thing, food poisoning can be that you ate something past its prime, that it's rotted. And a lot of times that can be meat or other things like that, but it can be any food. So it can be rotten and give you a stomach ache, right? And then it also sometimes will show up food poisoning if it's toxic food. Some people are really sensitive to genetically modified foods, things that are Roundup ready, or that are combinations between insects and plants, right? So then we have preservatives, nitrates, insecticides. So there's some type of a toxin either in or on the food. Food additives would be in this category as well. So all these different types like MSG, NutraSweet, things like that. So that can be that your food, there's nothing wrong with it. It's nice and fresh and hot, nice and clean, but it's exposing you to toxins. Then we have food allergies, and I find this one of the most puzzling and frustrating components that will show up as food poisoning, because it's not typical food poisoning, but your body perceives it as a threat. It perceives it as a toxin or as a poison. So you can be eating marvelous, wonderful, healthy food and still not feel good if your body perceives that that food is a threat to you in some way. So if you're eating a spinach salad, okay, it could be that at some point in time you were exposed to one of those foods and it was a bad day or a traumatic day, or it's some type of a negative emotion, and your body just decided that the food must be the reason why you are having a bad day. And so it'll assign that out. So there's this whole psychology of food allergies, right? Um, very difficult sometimes for people to deal with. And then it can also be really anything that you ingested. So giardia or parasites or something that's in the water or in the food, like uncooked pork. So you can, if you were ingested it, right? If it came in through your digestive tract, your nasal pathway, if your body thinks that you ingested it, it will just assign it to be some type of a food poisoning. So what does that look like? Okay, so in the top left, we have these beautiful, very ornate bacteria. This is actually Salmonella. And so this is a component of food poisoning, obviously. And this can stick around with you for a very, very long time unless you do something to bind it and release it. These can stick around for quite a while. And then we have spoiled foods. Like I said, anything that's past its prime, the genetically modified foods, toxins in the foods or in the packaging. So some types of packaging are very toxic, especially if you put then those toxic packages in the microwave. That can be another toxic exposure. These are the top 8 food allergies. So milk, eggs, fish, shellfish, soy, wheat, peanuts, tree nuts. These are all different types of really common allergies. So if you feel like it might be an allergy, you might start with those and then watch and see. But there are hidden milk products in our foods. If you're buying packaged foods, anything in a can or a bag or a box, soy also in a lot of different foods that you may not be aware of. Shellfish and fish are a little bit easier to spot, but wheat, even there can be gluten in your supplement or in a pharmaceutical. So corn, wheat, those things can all rice, those can be in supplements. A lot of times you'll see it there, same with the soy. So the soy also is textured vegetable protein, right? TVP, which is in a lot of different processed meat products. So you can be exposed to soy and have no idea that you're being exposed to soy. And then the peanuts and tree nuts also can be snuck into a lot of different foods you may not realize. So when I said anything that you ingested, this is actually a picture of Giardia. So, and I think they added the purple to it, but these are actually what Giardia look like up close. So anything that you ingest can be something that you've taken on. Basically, you've taken on that energy, right? You've brought this into your world, and now you've got to teach your body how to eliminate this. So you can talk to your healthcare professionals, whoever they are, your team, and talk to them about how to bind and get rid of different types of food poisoning. But more important than that, I really want you to pay attention to what you are eating, because you are what you eat. We are what we eat and drink. And it's super important to be aware of what your reactions are to the foods and the things that you're consuming and that you're exposing the rest of your body to. So I hope you enjoy this little tip and enjoy the rest of the what's left of March, and we'll see you again in April. Take care, everybody.